Many entrepreneurs fall into a trap of thinking that because they're skilled in a particular trade, that they can run a business around that trade. I fell into that trap very young, at a very young age. It's a lot. Like you're literally giving everything to your business. Imagine a talented baker who loves making pastry. She opens up a bakery, but soon finds herself overwhelmed by bookkeeping, marketing, and managing employees. Does that sound like something that you're currently doing? You have a business, but you're running everything. Her days are consumed by the tasks she knows little about, leaving her exhausted and frustrated. When I learned or found out that I had to do marketing, bookkeeping, plus do what it is that I wanted to do, I was like, damn, this is a lot. And you guys are probably going through that as well. When you set up a business, there's three types of personas that you need to have. And the personas are a technician, a manager, and an entrepreneur. And I'm going to explain what each of them are. So, a technician, they're focused on the present by doing the work that they love and believe only they can do it correctly. Next, you have a manager. A manager lives in the past, organizing and planning, ensuring everything runs smoothly. Then you have the entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is the one that dreams about the future, consistently asking, what if, why not? Which one of those three do you fall into? Type in the comments which one best suits you. I'm more of a technician and an entrepreneur, but the managerial part, I lack. And by the way, I decided to make these videos anywhere from 3 to 6 a.m. in the morning. I tried at 3 a.m. Here's a clip, and yes, it's me in the dark. It was very hard for me to do it. I said I'm going to discipline myself, and it's going to start by waking up early in the morning. So for the next 90 days, I'm going to be waking up at 3 in the morning and starting my work. And what I noticed that was getting in the way of me doing the work at 3 in the morning, the first was I try to do work in bed. So no. The second is I didn't go to bed on time. So because I didn't get enough sleep, I was like in zombie mode. So those are the two things that I found out that I need to do in order to be able to get my work done. And then the third thing is like not looking at my phone. Like the moment I hear my alarm, that should just be a sign to just turn it off and just get out the room and get to work. So those are the things that I noticed that were creating friction for me being able to be productive in the morning. So that's what I'm going to be doing for myself. If you want to tag along and do this as well, you can join me in the Wealth Builders Academy and we can be accountability partners to doing the 90-day challenge of disciplining ourselves. You're probably wondering why I'm looking up because I got a bunch of stickies here, and this is going to help me visually see when I wake up in the morning, I'm just going to check it off. And then after 90 days, this should all be filled. So for a business to thrive, three roles has to be balanced. Think of the time when you juggled multiple roles, like planning a family event. So you need to dream up the event. So that's the entrepreneur. Organize the logistics. That's the manager. And then finally, do the work, setting up everything. That's the technician. Phases in the business growth. A business goes through three phases: infancy, adolescence, and maturity. During infancy, you and your business are inseparable. You work long hours doing everything yourself. Picture a farmer who plants, waters, harvests all by himself. His farm cannot survive without his constant effort. Something I heard from one of my mentors is there's two ways to get rich: other people's time and other people's money. And the example he gave for other people's time is when you are operating a business, if you get sick, what work gets done? Zero. You're 100% of the business. But now, if you have employees and if two get sick, you still have 90% of the output. In the infancy stage, you're literally doing everything. Like your business can't survive without you. You are the business. Then you have adolescence. As a business grows, you need help. But hiring someone who knows the business can lead to dependency. Imagine a chef who hires another cook. If the cook takes over completely, the chef might feel redundant. Step back in, causing burnout. The key is finding balance and not over relying on any one person. Then you have maturity. Maturity is having a clear vision of what your business should look like when it's fully developed. Envision your business as a well-oiled machine that serves your life, not the other way around. Just like an architect creates detailed plans before building, you need a blueprint for your business future. A lot of businesses fail because they don't create a blueprint. And when I mean a blueprint of what year one looks like and what year 10 looks like, even the rules in the business. I've been running a business since I was like 15 or 16, and that was the one thing that I did not learn. I am learning this now, years later. I was like, oh, that's probably why I was leading to burnout, always feeling like I had to do everything. The business was solely me. But now, reading books, watching YouTube videos, learning from other people, that is the correct way to set up a business. A lot of businesses fail because they're not set up that way. And I think the numbers could definitely change if business owners set themselves up for success. It's a lot of work in the beginning, but imagine the life that you have afterwards with a business that runs without you having to run it. So, creating a turnkey business. To achieve freedom, you need to create a system dependent business, not a people dependent one. Consider a popular fast food franchise. Its success lies in its foolproof system that ensures consistency regardless of who's running it. Your goal is to develop a business that can operate smoothly without your consistent presence. So let's take fast food chains. Do you notice? Let's go with McDonald's because that was my favorite growing up. Do you ever notice how the burgers are always made the same? You get the exact amount of pickles, the exact amount of ketchup. Everything is like down to the science. Even if you ever look on their cups, they'll tell you this is where the ice stops, then you pour the fountain drink in. They have everything down, like how to wrap a burger. Funny enough, McDonald's actually has a university of like how to do everything that they do within their company. Reason being is managers or people that want to own a McDonald's have to go through that university because they want everything done the way that their business, so that if someone goes to a different country, different place, it's the exact same satisfaction that they're going to get from going to McDonald's. So that's the way you need to treat your business. Creating a system where you can literally put somebody in there, even if they don't know anything, they can learn from your system and now duplicate what it is that you're doing. So, franchise prototype. The idea of franchise prototype is about creating a model that can be replicated successfully. Think of your business as the first of many. You can create a system that runs efficiently with minimal oversight. You can replicate this success multiple times. So, wherever you're starting in your journey, start thinking in terms of, if I was to franchise this business, what is it that I have to do? What are the systems that I need? Like you have to make it like down to like the complete science. Everything that you do in your business, blueprint, SOP, whatever it is, get it done. Because that's how you're gonna grow your business and scale it. Who wants to work forever? I definitely don't. So here are the steps to developing your business. You want to work on your business opposed to working in your business. That is probably what you do now. And now we're going to do the verse. Now we're going to switch it up. So the primary purpose of work of your business is to serve your life, not the other way around. Imagine your business as a tree that you plant, water, and nurture. Once it grows, it provides shade and fruit without your constant attention. Your job is to develop systems and processes that allow your business to flourish independently. As I read that, we are all seeds. And if we're planted in the right garden with enough water and we nurture it, we could have an abundance of whatever it is we want. It doesn't even have to be money. It's just whatever you put your focus into. And when I say focus, I don't mean focus like for one day, 3 months. I mean like 5, 10 years. You really got to put your blood, sweat, and tears into something. You got to sacrifice those nights where you're working long hours just to create your system, not working on your business where, oh, I got to get these orders in. I got like 20 orders this weekend. Like, no, you have to develop a system where you do have those 20 orders, but you're not fulfilling them. Somebody else is doing it for you and they're following your system. Steps to business development. There are 7 steps in developing your business. So the first is your primary aim. What do you want your life to look like? So as I said earlier, your business, when you're creating your business, it's to set up the life that you want. That's the whole purpose of you setting up a business. Yes, to make money, but what are you going to do with that money after? You're obviously going to want to do stuff, right? Whether it's take a vacation, travel the world, purchase a new home, whatever it may be, you can do that by setting up a business. A business is supposed to create you freedom. It's not supposed to keep you in a cage of working around the clock. Because if you're going to work around the clock, you might as well just work for somebody else. Strategic objective. What must your business do to achieve this aim? And your aim is your primary goal, your primary aim. So if the business needs to bring in X amount of sales a month, you have to create a system that brings in X amount of sales. What is it that you're going to do to drive in those sales to your business? Organizational strategy. How will you structure your business? Again, take money or greet customer, ask them how they're doing or what size they're looking for, whatever it may be, you have to create the structure for your business. Organizational organizational strategy. How will you structure your business? Management strategy. How will you manage and grow your team? People strategy. How will you recruit and retain the right people? Marketing strategy. How will you attract and retain customers? Systems strategy. How will you ensure consistency and quality? Primary aim. You are the first order of your business. Reflect on your values, dreams, and what you want your life to look like. Imagine attending your own funeral. Now, this may seem very harsh, but you really got to imagine that because now you know what you're working towards. Not saying you're working towards death, but that life that you truly desire. I was thinking to myself the other day, I was like, what do I want people to say about me when I pass? That, oh, Dean worked around the clock. It's funny because, well, it's not funny, but a lot of funerals I've been going to lately, everybody is like working around the clock. You can't be overworking yourself. You're just like literally tiring out your body. You got to give your body a break. You got to give yourself time for just yourself. That's how you're going to really have longevity in life. What would you want people to say about your life? This vision will guide your business decisions, ensuring it enhances your life rather than draining it. Like taking on a venture capitalist that's doesn't align with your values. Like that's not something that you'd want to do. And they're like, oh yeah, they didn't help us, or that their product did this, caused harm to people. Things like that you got to think of. Determine the financial standards your business needs to meet to support your primary aim. Just like planning a dream vacation requires a budget, running a business needs clear financial goals. So with having a business means to an end and not itself, always be in the mindset of if I was to sell this business, how much am I going to sell it for? That's the way you need to be thinking. Organizational strategy. Think of your business as a corporation with defined roles and responsibilities. Create a clear organizational structure. Even if you're starting small, just like building your house requires a strong foundation, your business needs a solid structure to grow. Imagine your business is a house. Do you start with the roof first? No, you obviously have to start with the foundation. You have to set up your business. Think of your business 10 years from now. What does that look like? You have to start putting those pieces together now so that in the future, when those pieces come, you already have it already set up. It doesn't have to be something detailed, but at least you have a little blueprint of what it should look like. All right, I need marketing. In the marketing, they need to set up all the campaigns. They got to find out who our target audience is, what our budget's going to be. All that needs to be laid out so that when someone comes in and does that, you already know what they're doing. Or once you get to that stage, you already can fill it yourself and say, all right, I'm done with doing this. Let me get somebody else and replace me. Next is management strategy. Develop a management strategy that produces consistent results. Imagine a symphony orchestra where each musician follows a music sheet, creating harmony. Your management system should guide your team to work together seamlessly. Let's take McDonald's. The cashier, that's sales, has to take your order. Then from the order, they pass it on to preparation. So that's whoever makes the meal. Whoever makes the meal gets it ready, and then they give it to you. They have a system flow for everything. Even like the drive-through. Hi, may I take your order? They take your order, you pay money. Now you go to the next drive-through, they give you the bag, you make sure everything's in there, or they do whatever in the back office or in the kitchen. They put everything together, then they give it to you. That's the system. That's how you need to have it. One department talking with the next department. People strategy. Create an environment where your team is motivated and engaged. Picture a sports team where each player knows their role and committed to winning. Your people strategy should foster a sense of purpose and community. Let's use hockey. The goalie plays goalie. The goalie doesn't come out to the center of the ice and do the puck drop. The goalie stays in the net or in front of the net to protect the net from the puck going in there. You have the people in the front, whatever you call them, then you have the two guys in the back, and those are the defensive men there to protect the goalie, making sure that the offense doesn't get to score a goal. You got to set up your business the exact same way. have a people strategy. It's like, hey, we're working together. The main objective of this business is to do X or Y, whatever it may be. So that's what you need to do within your business. Next, you have the marketing strategy. Your marketing strategy should attract and retain customers by delivering on your promises. Imagine a fishing expedition where you use the right bait to catch fish you want. Your marketing should hook customers and keep them coming back. System strategy. Implement systems that ensure your business operates smoothly. Think of a factory assembly line where each part fits perfectly into place. Your system should ensure consistency, quality, and efficiency. By following these steps, you transform your business from a time consuming maze into a well oiled machine that gives you back your freedom of time. Remember, the ultimate goal is to create a business that serves your life and not consumes it. Start today by envisioning your ideal future and building the systems that will make it a reality. That was the blueprint on developing a system. Today's quote I'm taking from Getting Things Done by David Allen. This was just in the beginning of the book, and when I read this, it kind of ties back into what what I just talked about. Anxiety is caused by a lack of control, organization, preparation, and action. Reflect on your business. Do you ever feel that way where you don't have the control? You don't think like nothing is going the way it is? It's because you didn't prepare. You're lacking control. When you have systems, when you set up your foundation, that's control. That is something, when you set up those programs and everything, that's giving you the control that you need, opposed to just bringing somebody in and saying, hey, this is what I need you to do, blah, 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 or somebody that has that background experience. Imagine hiring somebody that has absolutely no knowledge of anything. They have just an unbiased opinion about anything. You say, hey, here's my manual, follow this to a T. There's going to be some bumps in the road, but because they know this is your system, they never did something before, they're going to follow that now. Opposed to somebody else coming in and say, hey, no, this is the way I run my system, and that's the way it should go. You're just going to constantly be button heads with them. You want to get people that don't have the experience so that when you have that blueprint for them, they'll follow that to a T. So you want to take a complex problem, eliminate anything that doesn't need to be done, automate what you can, and then delegate. And that is how you have the simple life, the good life, and your business will be set up for success. I wrote down some notes last night that I want to share with you guys. If you're somebody that is looking to do a business online and content creation is something that you struggle with, the first part is just starting. Who cares how things look? I just started uploading a bunch of content 2, 3 times a day. My results are getting a bit better, and it's also allowing me to see where I need to change my material. And one thing I noticed that I wasn't doing, I'm not rewatching things that I record. And not like the short form, but the long form videos, because that will help me make better content later on. So that's something that I need to start doing, because if you're an athlete, you would know this for sure. What athletes do is they rewatch their tapes to see where they messed up, what defense was doing, whatever it is to get themselves to be better than the last time that they did the sport. So you need to think of yourself, what did I do yesterday and how could I be better today? That's something that you need to think about. And today's list is 7 uncomfortable things wealthy people do. They wake up early. I woke up 3 a.m. this morning and I can do it, but I gotta go to bed earlier now. The Rock wakes up about 3:30 in the morning to exercise. Why? Because to give him the leverage over other people. He's like, if I wake up this early, everybody else is sleeping. So that's why I need to work at this time. So let's go through the list. They wake up early. They have a schedule. They follow a routine. They exercise regularly. They eat healthy. They say no to people. They say no to people and unproductive things all the time. They face their fears. Going through that list, it may sound easy, like I could do that, that's a walk in the park. But really think about it. Waking up early. I challenge you to wake up 2 hours earlier than you usually do. You can go to bed earlier, that's fine, but I challenge you to do that. It's going to be one of the hardest things that you do. Going to bed at a specific time every day is one of the hardest things to do. And waking up at the same time every morning. If you can do those two things, your life's going to change drastically. If you don't believe me, try it out before even saying that's cap. Because the moment you do that and you start seeing a difference, you're going to thank me. Same thing with like eating healthy. I took a bunch of lettuce and I just stuffed it in my mouth and I was like, screw this. I need to eat my greens. Let me do that first. There's a book called Eat the Frog. Do the hardest things first. I had the greens first and I did it with no salad and then I had my meal. Because they say you should eat your vegetables first and then your meal. So that's what I did. I didn't like it, but I got over it. You want to be healthier? Start waking up, going to the gym early. You don't have time to go to the gym? Do it in your house. Turn on YouTube, do 30 minutes. Find that space for these things. Creating a schedule sounds easy in theory, but when you actually have to do it, it's the hardest thing possible. Like I created a list for myself of what it is that I want to do or achieve and setting on my day. And then when I look back on this list, I said, you know what? This is not realistic for me. I know I'm not going to achieve this and I'm going to set myself up for failure. So I said, you know what? Let me just do one thing at a time and be consistent with that. So that consistent thing is going to bed by a specific time, waking up at a specific time, making videos like this for you guys. If you found value in this video, I have a bunch more content like this where I deep dive more into creating businesses, building up your wealth in the Wealth Builders Academy. You can click the link down below. It's only $7 a month. It's cheaper than Netflix, but more valuable than a Mercedes. I'd love to see you join the Wealth Builders Academy and build this community where we become a part of the 1%. Just click the link down below. And if you don't, just make sure you hit the subscribe button just to keep up to date when I drop more videos like this. I'm Dean, the Wealth Coach, your go-to guy for building wealth, and I'll see you on the next episode.